Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I've got 3 stories to share with you in this very latest Moon Lambo hot jam. And so let's ask a big picture question. Is buying and holding XRP safe given that the Ripple lawsuit is still ongoing? Is it actually safe? Like, to what degree are we at risk here? Which it's a worthwhile question. You know, XRP is the cryptocurrency that's under attack. If this doesn't go well, not good for XRP holders. But it's also true that, frankly, the entire world of crypto is under attack anyway. So if this doesn't go well for XRP, then any crypto you hold, potentially you're going to be in trouble holding that too. But here's a headline from you today. Once Ripple settles its case, XRP and crypto market will take off, David Gokhshtein says, and here's why. Actually, I don't know if it's Gokhshtein or Gokhshtein, so I don't know. I've said it both ways at various times. I don't know. Somebody just needs to tell me. But anyway, so there's that, and then there are a couple other stories that I just found interesting, so I'll share those in the later part of the video. But there's this from you today. Elon Musk says he will become first Dogecoin trillionaire. There you go. All right. You do you, Elon Musk. We'll talk about it. And then there's this one from the Daily Hodl. Crypto fraudsters who raised $24 million for fictitious Bitcoin mining facility face 5 years in jail for tax evasion. Well, you know, as my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. Sage wisdom, grandpappy, sage wisdom. But I do want to be clear at the outset, I do not have any legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say, all right. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. So let's go ahead and dive right on into this first story. Head of PAC Protocol and Gokhshtein Media, crypto influencer David Gokhshtein, has taken to Twitter to share his take on the potential positive outcome of the Ripple SEC case. Yeah, and so just to be clear, he's been very pro XRP for years and years and years. He even debated at one point some years ago, Tone Vase. If you're not familiar with him, well, good, your life's better for it. He's just an absolute XRP and Ripple hater. He hates both of them. And it's just for ideological reasons. I won't get into it any further. But anyway, suffice it to say, David is very pro XRP, and he kind of knows his stuff here. And so anyway, piece continues. As soon as it's settled, he reckons, XRP and the whole crypto market will take off. The reason for that, according to him, is the fact that the SEC will finally provide some clarity regarding crypto. This is a condition on which Ripple chief Brad Garlinghouse would agree to settle with the SEC, according to his recent interview. Yeah, and so it's worth taking a moment to pause and be clear here. Brad Garlinghouse says that Ripple will not settle. Not that they're not willing to settle, but they will not settle if the settlement does not include clarity specifically for XRP. Not for the entire crypto asset class, mind you. Why would they insist that? For XRP specifically. So then the question is, if there's clarity specifically for XRP, what's that going to do to influence the rest of the market? And so here's the actual tweet from David. Once Ripple settles their case, you'll see now only XRP, he wrote not. I'll read it the right way. Once Ripple settles their case, you'll see not only XRP take off, but the market as well. That's because we'll finally have some sort of clarity that will be available. Personal opinion, not financial advice. So that's his tweet. So as far as XRP taking off, we're probably all going to agree on what happens when there's clarity, right? So let's say there is a settlement. I'm willing to bet that the vast majority, if not 100%, then there's like one outlier human who is maybe feeling a little grumpy that day. I don't know. But if there's even one of us in the community that doesn't think XRP is going to take off upon finality of this case, specifically if there's settlement, I mean, I'd be surprised. Like, I think XRP is going to rocket to some degree. I think the market's going to react. I don't know how high, and it doesn't mean that will be the moment that XRP set in motion to the point where it's going to hit its all-time high and enter a new realm of price discovery. It may just burst up to whatever degree and get back at the level that it should have been before all this nonsense started. But it kind of depends on the timing of this, too. I mean, what if you get clarity when XRP is already rocketing? Because that could happen too. I mean, we don't know what the timing is going to be, but that's certainly a plausible possibility as well. And so a few things to think about this, because like, to what degree is it even safe to hold XRP? Well, I mean, this is something we've all been thinking about, I'm sure, since the case came down, in December of last year. And there's no denying that holding XRP, it is more risky now. And I've shared my opinion, so I don't want to go terribly in depth on this, but my firm opinion, which is that XRP is going to go parabolic this market cycle, regardless of whether or not this case is settled before we enter bear territory. I firmly believe that, because people are not investing based on fundamentals and facts and circumstances surrounding specific cryptocurrencies. The whole market moves in tandem. XRP is part of the market, so it's pretty clear. So I don't really go into it any further than that. But is it safe to hold XRP? Well, it's safe. Again, be clear. I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold. I'm just sharing my unprofessional opinion here. But it's safe, I think, but it is riskier for people in the United States, because if things don't go well, we could lose access to selling our XRP. There are 3 cryptocurrency exchanges in the United States where we can buy and sell XRP, and if those go away, that's not going to be good. Doesn't mean there couldn't be solutions or workarounds for that, but it would get messy and not necessarily be a lot of fun. It could be hard to convert your XRP into something else and then get it back into United States dollars if that's your end game, right? That could certainly make it tougher. Now, I think the good news is, in the short term, because look, there's a couple ways this could work. Either you get settlement sooner than later, in which case, great, everything's fine. Or if we don't get finality for this, like until the bear market starts, well, I still think XRP goes anyway. So like, in terms of XRP going up, I personally, as a holder of XRP, I don't feel at this moment in time particularly extra threatened. But if I were going to hold XRP through the bear market, which is not my intention, I mean, maybe I'll have some of it. I hope to sell most, if not all, of my XRP. But through the bear market, who knows what's going to change after that? Who knows? Because if things don't go well, you'd be kind of concerned about that. But if this is fully adjudicated, there's a good chance that this is going to be after the bull run anyway, and that's the reason that I say that. So yeah, if there's not a settlement, if this thing goes to court, that's a point where I'd be a little bit more concerned. But who knows how much, if any, XRP will hold at that point? Because I know the market moves in tandem. And so if I do end up selling most or all of my XRP, I'd wait for the market to tank, and then I'd, in all likelihood, just buy back in again. Whether it's 6, 9, 12 months after the top, start buying back in, dollar cost average in again. Like that's my plan in general. But for people outside the United States, yeah, it's very clear that what's happening in the United States, it's impacting how global participants are buying and selling. And it's so funny if you think about it. Like 95% of trading, and it's a fact, 95% of trading roughly is done outside the United States. And the fact that this scary news came out of the United States, the SEC going after Ripple, it impacted the 95% of people trading XRP outside of the United States, to the degree that the 95% outside of the United States tanked the price of XRP. Like, so let's not be kidding ourselves. What's happening in the United States matters. But even if there's bad news and the price tanks, like XRP is not going away. So it depends on what your time horizon is, but it's still useful for other applications. And even if there is bad news in the United States, what happens with Ripple? Ripple doesn't just magically go away, right? That's not going to happen. If anything, on-demand liquidity would persist, and any corridor that's touching the United States, if it came down to it, like the doomsday style scenario, you just plug in a different cryptocurrency besides XRP, and then you're fine, and life goes on. So even that wouldn't exactly be the end of the world here. And so in terms of like, is it safe? Yes. But I think in the short term, what most people are thinking, like, is it going to participate in the bull run? Yeah. I have 0% concern over that. 0%. And on top of that, I still do think it's more probable than not that we'll see settlement rather than full adjudication here of this case. But take a look at this. Here's a comment in response to what David shared that I found interesting. This comes from Game Reaper 187, who wrote the following. A Ripple settlement provides clarity for XRP via bribing the government crooks to back off of XRP. It provides no clarity for the market as a whole unless Ripple wins at summary judgment via fair notice events. And so my understanding is that's actually absolutely correct. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and heart that one. My understanding is that's absolutely correct. So if there's settlement, any of the awesome evidence and precedents that would be set if the case were fully adjudicated and Ripple came out victorious, like all of that's not going to matter. And so maybe you could point to market participants behaving a little bit differently based on, well, if XRP got the settlement and everything's going here, and XRP's getting traded on exchanges, all this, and everything turned out okay with settlement, it could affect how participants act, but and behave, but not exactly in the same way as if you had full adjudication here. And so, look, if you're just talking settlement, I don't see the rest of the market just taking off as a result of this. I feel differently. I love diversity of thought, so certainly nothing against David whatsoever. I don't share his view. I don't think that the whole market's just going to take off as a result of this. I think it's only clarity for XRP. I believe that we've already seen a similar case with Kick Interactive and their Kin token, in which the Kin token did get clarity, and it didn't do a damn thing to make the rest of the market take off. And fine, XRP, it's more well-known from a global perspective. I got it. It's more liquid, all that stuff. I don't think even that is going to make it so that the rest of the market responds and just rockets off all in unison. I don't see that. Plus, cryptocurrencies don't all take off at the same time, even when they do go parabolic, because money cycles through the space. So even if you think it's going to start in XRP and then in short order cycle through the rest, outside of the blow off top, which I think is happening anyway, the answer is no. Like, there's just, I respectfully disagree. I don't see that happening. Now, if you had full adjudication and it was in favor of Ripple, you'd have a much stronger case that more money might start flowing in. But even then, as far as like rocketing off quickly, I don't know what the timeline would look like. I think it would be good for the space, but I'm not convinced that's necessarily going to happen. And then somebody named Crypt Jockey responded to Game Reaper 187 and wrote, "They are working to seal documents." He's referencing the SEC there. "They are working to seal documents because everything about this case that's not sealed will become precedent. Regardless whether that precedent is right or wrong, it will add clarity and a foundation for future deliberations." Again, to be clear here, so I actually talked about this in my very last video. The SEC is seeking effectively to have documents pertaining to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP sealed, even though they're relevant to the case. So I don't want to get into that in this video. I talked about it pretty extensively in my last video. So that's true, they're attempting to do this. But again, if there's settlement here, none of this matters anyway. And so Game Reaper 187 wrote, "That info will never be made public and will provide no clarity for anyone else. That's pure hopium. When they settle, and they will, XRP will be given clarity, and that will be the end of it. Everything found in discovery dies right then and there." And so I will say, unfortunately, for the rest of the crypto space, that would be my for fun guess, that there's going to be settlements. XRP's in the clear. You can't go after Ripple again for the same reason. That's just not how the law works in the United States. But then everything else still kind of murky. Kind is not even the right word. Very murky. Nobody's going to get any sort of real clarity from that. People might marginally act different, but there's not going to be any actual clarity. And then Game Reaper 187 did write something that resonated with me, though. He also wrote, referencing the SEC, he wrote, "They picked the wrong fight. They'll settle and pick new fights." Yeah, they did pick the wrong fight. I do think that. And it's so overwhelmingly obvious, even before getting to trial at this point. I think they know that. That's why it's so we'll see, and I could be wrong, but I don't think this is gonna go poorly for Ripple when it's all said and done, and XRP. That's my anticipation. So I personally was much more nervous about XRP when I was lacking any sort of clarity in terms of directionally where this was going to go, and just think the earliest days after the SEC went after Ripple. Yeah, that was a little bit nerve-wracking, sure, and I talked about it back then. It's because it just wasn't clear. What are the legal implications of this? But now we have much more clarity surrounding what is potentially going to happen, what is likely. And as a result of all of this, and understanding bigger picture what this all means, I'm just not concerned. And in the end, if this is bad for XRP, like I said, I need to get rid of all my damn crypto and stop investing in this asset class, because the SEC will basically have decided that you shouldn't do that in the United States. Except for maybe Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's a maybe. Even at this point, we're not so sure. Because Gary Gensler won't even say that Bitcoin's not a security. He won't even say that, which is completely absurd, but there we are. Here's the next story from you today. Elon Musk says he will become first Dogecoin trillionaire. I just got a kind of a kick out of this. It's so funny to me that Dogecoin is what it is, and there's so many big names supporting it, like Elon Musk and Mark Cuban. And Mark Cuban, he supports it because he's like, hey, it's just a fun way to get into crypto. It's not taking itself seriously. It was started as a joke. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, yeah, it's true. It's not doing anything seriously. There is no utility. And it started as a joke, sure. So why is it your view that that's a good place to start in crypto? And he cited that, I think it was his son that jumped into He got his introduction to crypto through Dogecoin. But I'm sitting here like, why does it have to be Dogecoin then? Like, can't it be a cryptocurrency that also does something? So just think about it. If you want an introduction and you just want to do some play transactions, which is partly what he was getting at, I heard him talk about it recently in audio. I'm just sitting here thinking, why not XRP or pick your cryptocurrency? Why does it need to be Dogecoin, which is completely ridiculous? And why is Elon Musk rallying around it too? It's like, do we live in an upside down world? I don't get it. It doesn't make it. And I'm sure some of you out there hold Doge, so like I'm not making fun of you for buying or selling or holding. The whole market moves in tandem. So for a lot of you, you've probably made a bunch of money off it. So awesome. I'm happy for you. But you understand why I'm critiquing, right? It's because my investment thesis is that utility matters and will win the day. And Dogecoin utility looking a little sparse. Just saying. Just looking a little sparse here. Anyway, piece reads as follows. Tesla CEO Elon Musk claims that he will become the world's first Dogecoin trillionaire in a recent tweet. Musk's net worth has now swelled to $249 billion, according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. The entrepreneur is now worth more than the gross domestic product of New Zealand, and he's close to surpassing Portugal. How about that? And so the UberFacts Twitter account wrote, Elon Musk is predicted to become the world's first trillionaire thanks to SpaceX. And Elon Musk responded with a little asterisk there, in Dogecoin. And so that's where it's coming from. So he's having a little bit of fun with this. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why does it have to be Doge? It doesn't make any damn sense. But whatever. There's community around it, so there we are. It's fine. And it's not. I'm not. Just to be clear, I'm not hating on it. Again, it just goes back to my investment thesis about utility. If it has any meaningful utility, that's one thing. Or if it looks like it's reasonable to suspect that it will in the future have meaningful utility, well, that's fine then, you know. But I'm not seeing that right now. Then there's this from the Daily Hodl. Crypto fraudsters who raised $24 million for fictitious Bitcoin mining facility face 5 years in jail for tax evasion. Two founders of a cryptocurrency firm that defrauded investors are facing up to half a decade in prison for tax evasion. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Northern District of Texas, Bruce Bice and Samuel Mendez founded crypto company Bitquick and held an initial coin offering in 2016, raising approximately $24 million from over 13,000 investors. And if I could just pause here to just note that this is stupid, STLPID, stupid. Because look, with how much money there is to be made in crypto, and the amount of time you're going to frickin' spend in jail now, if you just did things right and just held on to your crypto for X amount of time, you would have been just fine anyway. But some people, man. Anyway, the Internal Revenue Service reveals that the crypto firm and its two co-founders underreported income from the proceeds of the ICO, leading to tax losses running into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, look, I understand. Nobody enjoys paying taxes. But if it's paying taxes or go to jail, I'm going to pay taxes and not go to jail. All right? That's my choice. I don't like it. It's like, just like anybody else out there doesn't. But I'm going to pay whatever the hell I owe. That's for damn sure. I ain't got no damn time for jail. But anyway, here's a quote. For 2016 and 2017, Mr. Bice underreported his income to the IRS, resulting in a tax loss of $371,278. There we go. For that same period, Mr. Mendez also underreported his income to the IRS, resulting in a tax loss of $311,155. Now, in their pitch to investors, Bice and Mendez promised that the company's token, known as BitQ, is that how you're supposed to say it? BITQY? I don't freaking know. It doesn't matter. Would enable those who had missed out on a Bitcoin rally to make money too. The two co-founders of Bitquick further defrauded investors by marketing another Bitcoin mining-focused token known as BitQM. In both cases, Bice and Mendez profited from Bitquick by diverting income from the company for their personal use at their shareholders' expense. As my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. That's sage wisdom, Grandpappy. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission initially charged the pair for fraud in August of 2019. Bitquick reached an $8 million plus settlement with the SEC, while the two co-founders collectively settled for over $1.7 million. And after underreporting income and pleading guilty to tax evasion, Bice and Mendez are now facing a prison sentence of up to half a decade. freaking idiot. Like, why do this? There's so many ways in life to legitimately earn a living and invest and make tremendous profits. So many ways to do this. Yet some people, they just get greedy and they're bad and they'll take advantage of people and then you go to jail. There you go. But here's another quote. In 2018, Bitquick failed to file any corporate tax returns at all despite netting more than $3.5 million from investors. The total tax loss joint and severally to the United States government between Mr. Bice and Mr. Mendez is more than $1.6 million. Both men now face up to 5 years in federal prison. Have fun, boys. Have fun out there. I'm just going to be out here being a free man, investing in crypto, making life-changing money, but hey, you do you. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.